Hello, hello, and welcome to the 30th day of our 1st Samuel reading in the month of October, because there's 31 chapters of 1st Samuel, 31 days of October, so we're reading a chapter a day. That's how it works. Did this for my birthday thing to me and everything. Well, I'm already thinking about next year, but something else about next year. Got straw me off because heat stroke thing happened when I was in the army, so we're going from that. All right, you can read along in your version that you want to read. I have King James Version. All right, let's continue. And it came to pass when David and his men were come to Ziklag, that on the third day the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag had smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire. And they took the women captives that were in their end. They didn't kill anyone, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives, their sons, their daughters were taken captives. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept, so they had no more power to weep. And David's two wives were taken captives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of the people was grieved, every man for his sons and his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. And David said to Abiathar the priest, Ahimelech's son, I pray thee bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought thee hither the ephod to David. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake him? And the Lord answered him, Pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Bezor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were so faint they could not go over the brook Bezor. And they found an Egyptian in the field, and they brought him to David, and gave him bread, and he did eat, and they made him drink water. And they gave him a piece of cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his spirit came again to him, for he had eaten no bread, nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. And David said unto him, To whom belongest thou, and whence art thou? And he said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite, and my master left me, because 3 days ago I got sick. When he made an invasion upon the south of Cherethites, and upon the coast which belongs to Judah, and upon the Caleb, and we burned Ziklag with fire. And David said unto him, Can you bring me down to this company? And he said, Swear to me by God that you will not kill me, nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will bring you down again to this company. And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abound upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing, because all the great spoil they had taken out of the land of the Philistines and out of the land of Judah. And David smote them from twilight even to the evening of the next day, and there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men, which rode upon camels and fled. So they got on the camels and booked it. Only 400 of them, though. That's a lot of camels. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. And David took all the flocks and herds which they drave before those other cattle, and said, This is David's spoil. And David came to the 200 men, which were so faint they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide by the brook Bezor. And I went forth to meet David, and to meet the people that were with him. And David came to the people, and he saluted them. Then answered all the wicked men of Belial, of those that went with David, and said, Because they went not with us, we will give them nothing of the spoil that we have recovered, save every man his wife and kids, and let them lead them away and depart. Then David said, You would not do so, my brethren. With that which the Lord has given us, who has preserved us, and delivered the company that came against us into our hand? For who will hearken to you in this matter? But as his part that goes down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarries by the stuff. They shall part alike. And it was so from that day forward that he made a statute and ordinance for Israel unto this day. In other words, those who stay by the supplies and everything in the back have just as much thing as those who go to the spoil and everything. And when David came to Ziklag, he sent of the spoil unto the elders of Judah, even to his friends, saying, Behold, a present to you of the spoil of the enemies of the Lord. To them which are in Bethel, and to them which are in the south of Ramoth, and them which are in Jatir, and to them which are in Aroer, and to them which are in Sephemoth, and those are in Esthemoa, and to them which are in Rachel, and those in the cities of Jermelites, and those in the city of Kenites. And they were in Hormah, and they were in Cheresh, and those in Antioch. And with them they were in Hebron, and all the places that David himself and his men were wont to haunt. So David saves Ziklag, though not the town, but the people and everything. They're going to rebuild it. We have one more chapter left. One more chapter. and I'm going to do it right after this. All right, that was that chapter. We'll see you in the next for the conclusion of 1 Samuel. And as like I've said before, this is a tragedy. See you in the next one. Goodbye.